What's going on, guys? It's LtBuzzLitebeer, and I'm back with another Division weapon review. Since Update 1.6 implemented sweeping changes to the named weapons, now known as exotics, I wanted to revisit each of these weapons and give them another thorough review, taking into account their new weapon talents and changes to the weaponry meta. Today will be weapon review number 88 and will feature the Midas submachine gun. I originally reviewed the Midas back in weapon review number 33, and for those of you who want to see that original Midas review, I will leave a link in the description below to that video. Prior to Update 1.6, the Midas came standard with the vicious, responsive, and self-preserved weapon talents, and in that original weapon review, I gave the Midas a 4 out of 5 stars as a weapon with potential, but limited by items such as rate of fire. Update 1.6 brought sweeping changes to most of the exotic weapons with a collective rewrite in their designs by effectively randomizing the first 2 weapon talent slots and adding a specialty weapon talent for each weapon. For every exotic weapon, the third weapon talent slot is occupied by their unique talent, and in the case of the Midas, is named after the weapon itself. The Midas talent states that for each bullet you hit with reduces your damage by 1% and your target's damage by 1% to a maximum of 20%. The effect is reduced by 5% per second. This new debuff has a special icon that appears above your enemies' heads once activated, which you will see in the video footage, and this is how you know the Midas weapon talent is active. Now overall, I am not a big fan of debuffs as weapon talents as they can be a bit gimmicky. Essentially, if I stay locked onto the exact same target and only trade fire with that target, both my weapon and my enemy's weapon will gradually do less damage. Where this debuff really works against you is if you are taking fire from multiple enemies like most of our daily missions and are constantly having your weapon damage reduced to the maximum debuff. Secondly, now that exotic weapons have had their first 2 weapon talents randomized, my Midas came with Predatory and Deadly. Now, I mentioned these weapon talents to you so you can compare them to your Midas's weapon talents. But both Predatory and Deadly seem ideal for an SMG built for PvE work, but I found that they didn't seem to synergize well with the Midas weapon talent, and I was constantly forced to retreat or take cover in order to heal up. Even Predatory was not enough to keep me in the fight for long periods of time. Now perhaps like the original Midas, Responsive would have been a better weapon talent choice than Deadly, as the damage buff is really needed when in close quarters combat. And finally, the Midas, built on the Sosimi T821 submachine gun chassis, leaves a lot to be desired. If you look at the raw base weapon damage numbers, the T821 sports one of the highest SMG base damage models in the game, but is so severely hampered by slow rate of fire. Firing at just 550 rounds per minute, the T821 is the slowest firing SMG in the game, coming in 50 rounds slower than even the UMP45. I experimented with extended mags with higher rate of fire, but nothing seemed to be able to bring the Midas up to par with some of the stronger SMGs like the MP7, MP5, AUG, or Vectors. I'm going to rate the 256 gear score exotic Midas submachine gun a 3 out of 5 stars. It's not all bad for the Midas, as a 3-star rating means average, but the negatives are just too strong to overcome. For those of you agents looking for a starter SMG, it's not bad, as it does have laser gun-like stability and it's really easy to handle and fire while in combat. Reload times are the fastest among SMGs, clocking in at just 1.8 seconds, and the starting mag of 32 rounds is above average. However, once you are comfortable with SMGs and how they fire, you will quickly look to move up to a faster firing weapon with more killing potential. As always, I would love to hear what you thought about my latest weapon review. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. In addition, if you could take the time to rate the video with a huge thumbs up, it would be greatly appreciated. If you want some more LtBuzzLitebeer and my Division content in your life, make sure to pound that sub button and follow me on Twitter at LtBuzzLitebeer. This is my first attempt at recording and editing in Adobe Premiere Pro, and would appreciate any feedback as to the quality and production value of this review. And remember, for my channel, likes, comments, subs are loved. Until my next Division video, this has been LtBuzzLitebeer saying peace out.